Hello, Jordan.
Hi, Kieran. How we going, mate?
Oh, mate, I'm good. So, round two. First of all, we should talk about the trades that people have done, which I think are ridiculous. First of all, traded out. Caldwell needs to be done. He's not
Yep.
going to make any money, and he wasn't going to anyway. He's now injured, which for extended period of time. Look, expected to return round to 9 or 11,
Yeah, mate. See you
9 to
later.
11, and Lockie Neale is a big one, which 13,000 people have gotten rid of, which I think is ridiculous. I don't think there was any need for that to happen, considering I still think he's going to be at least a top six, if not a top 10 midfielder from the start, basically.
Yeah,
He
couldn't
absolutely
agree more.
absolutely killed it last year. And if you don't think he's going to be scoring that, you're silly, because
Why are you playing Supercoach?
yeah, exactly. Look, he averaged 134. Not to mention the consistency around the 150, which is crazy. But people still are trying to get rid of him because he's going to drop down in price. They will soon realize that he's going to start scoring 150s, 130s, or whatever, and it's going to absolutely kill. It's going to actually save the people who sort of kept him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I'm going to have a look down this list because it doesn't. A lot of this list doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Caldwell for Walker. All right, so Caldwell is he a mid? He's a midfielder.
There's a forward mid.
Oh, he's a forward mid. Sorry, there you go.
Yeah.
If you're bringing in Walker, expect to use another trade for him. And I know he's got a low break even, and I know he's scored the two 140s, but he's also worth 300k. Whereas what I think is a more sensible option would be is to get James Jordan, if you don't already
Yeah.
have him, or another rookie that's done similar to him. That's
Yeah.
done very well. Another one is Sam Berry's done very well for Adelaide.
Yeah.
There's some other few ones that you can go through the list, like Campbell,
Yeah.
like all the same Sydney players have done very well as well. And you're also saving yourself 1 to 200k by not taking Walker. And if you're gonna have if you're gonna have him if you're gonna have him if you're gonna use him, if you're gonna pick him in just to get rid of him, you're using two trades. You may as well use those two trades from a rookie than to a Walker, if that all makes sense to you.
Yeah, 100%. Like, in my opinion, and I know in your opinion too, Kieran, he's not going to be a keeper. He's
Yeah,
not going to be a keeper. And like you said, you're going to be using two trades. You're going to be using a trade to bring him in,
yep,
and you're basically going to be using a trade to get him out if he does have a down couple of games.
yeah,
So yeah,
exactly. And Chalky Locky to Travis Boak. That's crazy to me because I think that Boak is great. He's going to be a pod. I wouldn't trade Neale for him. I would, if you can get, if you really wanted to get Cripps for him or something like that. Someone who's underperformed for you, but is still who won't be a top six or at least a top 10 midfielder. I still think Neale's going to be that person. He's just had a rocky start, which honestly it's happened before as well. Like everyone got rid of Gawn and Grundy after the first week, and then they ended up killing it next week.
yeah.
And it's just
Shout
ruined
out,
the people who's got rid of him.
shout out to the people that did move on, Gorn or
Oh.
Grundy or both of them.
It was a nudge.
Just proves that you don't get rid of your primos if
Yeah.
unless they're injured or suspended for an extended period. So
Exactly,
lesson learned.
exactly. And there was a lot of people that got rid of, like, I'm talking like tens of thousand people. I'm sorry, 1,000 people that got rid of Grundy for him, which doesn't make any sense.
No, no sense at all.
Caldwell to James is probably the best trade on that list, which 2,000 people have done it so far. Draper to Flynn, I don't even know why you had Draper there in the first place. There was
Yeah.
better options. Like, if you had him on the field, obviously Grundy, Gorn's a better option. Even Nick Nat, Goldstein and stuff. They're alternate options that would have been much better for you. Or even just having Flynn from the start. But obviously that works out better if he's on your bench sort of thing. But if you have Sam Draper on your bench, you've got other issues. You've got more other issues if you're getting rid of him for that. Lockie Neale for Brayshaw again. Good trade, but you shouldn't get rid of Neale. Same for the other three. They're good trades, but I wouldn't get rid of Neale for anything else. These are the players that you would upgrade when they sort of have like sort of have like a slack game, so I wouldn't really worry about how much they're scoring now. I'd worry about when they have that short game. Like for instance, I haven't got Neale. He's now had 2 bad games, so I'm looking at picking him up the second he drops down 67k. If he gets to 600, 650, and he's now going back to averaging 130, not averaging 130, but if he's scoring 130, over 100s, I'm bringing him in. He's gonna be worth it. He's gonna go back and kill the competition by averaging his 150s scoring his 150s like he has been all season.
Yeah. Also, I'm just going to jump in and say something quickly, Kieran. Those people who are trading out Neale or are thinking of trading out Neale, just think of it as that's how can I say it? It's you're going to be trading twice because you're going to be trading him out.
Yep.
Then if he gets on a tear, which
exactly.
we know he's more than capable of, you're going to be bringing him back in.
And you're going to bring him back in. You may bring him back in for cheaper, but it's not worth doing the 2 trades to have to save that 50k or whatever. Even if you even if you're bringing him back after the 67k that he's lost, or even if he gets down to 600k or something like that, it's not worth the 2 trades to bring him out and to bring him back in. That's what you're doing with Tex Walker as well. You're taking a trade to get him in and a trade to get him out. If you started off with him, fair point to you've killed it. Because you don't have to do a trade for him, and he's scored you to 140s. He's done everything right for you. And then when he ends up jumping up that price, you can pick him up, and you're already trading using the 1 trade. And you've got a great upgrade for him.
Yeah, for sure. Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
I think because Lachie Neale's got traded out so many times over the past 2 weeks, that I reckon he's going to have a good game, to be honest.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, hey.
The one thing I will talk about is my 2 trades that I did. As well. I got rid of Tyson. Actually, what I'll do is I'll go through history. Trade history. This round I got rid of Dom Tyson, who underperformed, 35 average, not worth it. If he loses 16, I don't care. I took a punt on him, didn't work out. So what I've actually done is I've brought in Jaeth, and I brought him in by putting Laird down in the midfield and switching him, bringing him in for a defenders. And then I got rid of Sharp, who is not selected to play at the moment. He could still be selected to play, but I still probably won't reverse the trade. And I brought in for Jordan, who's averaging 80 at the moment, and he's set to increase in price a fair bit, actually.
Yep.
And what about your trades for this week?
So at the moment, I ended up doing this on, when did I do it? I think I did it Sunday night. So tried to go to bed, didn't happen. So I pulled out the phone, and so I got rid of Connor Downey from Hawthorn just because he's not getting games.
Yep.
And I brought in James Jordan as well. So I thought that was a half decent move.
That was a good move. Because just before you go on, it's if you're using the first 2 rounds trades for just trading around rookies that you didn't get right, is perfectly fine. I wouldn't be trading around primos until you get your rookies right to begin with anyway.
Sure.
Even round 3, you can still do that because Jones was my first option to get rid of instead of Sharp for Jordan. But because Sharp was just not named at all, I'll just get rid of him. Jones might not be named or anything like that, but I'm not too fussed about that at the moment. But I think only because I think Jones has got more of a chance of getting inside the team than what Sharp does, considering he's already been pushed out to an emergency.
Yeah.
And also it's Essendon against Brisbane, who's a bit harder team to sort of crack into.
Yeah. And also for those of you in the community out there, so your rookie players are where your money's coming from, basically.
Exactly.
That's how you can make upgrades and all that.
Your rookie players won't be coming. Your money won't be coming from Tex Walker and stuff like that. Even though he's got a low break even, but you're also spending 200k more than what these rookies are worth. That can potentially get up to the same amount, because Tex Walker needs to get up to 500k, where these rookies only need to get up to 300k to make you the exact same amount of money, and they're 200k cheaper. So that's why Tex Walker's not the best decision. And the other thing is, I wouldn't worry too much about grabbing Boak, Brayshaw, or anything like that this time soon. only because if they have that one bad game, you can either pick him up for a lot cheaper, um, or if he's worth 590, most likely you're swapping around some premiums for him. So maybe you swap 5 for him, or maybe you swapped Dangerfield for him. Dangerfield's probably obviously a better pick to get
Yeah.
Boken and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you still if you see what I mean.
Yeah. And then my other trade was I had Cordwell. So I had
Yeah,
that issue. So I got rid of him. And I got rid of a guy who's I'm sorry, I brought in a guy who's a bit of a point of difference. And I really love the pick and I love what he's averaging at the moment. I love his role. I love what he's doing. He plays for the Geelong Cats and his name's Tom Atkins.
Tom Atkins. Yes.
Um, the guy's kind of just doing his job at the moment. He's got 107 on the weekend. I'm pretty sure he got in the 90s the week before, playing off halfback, getting his 19, 20, 21, 22 touches a week,
Yep.
and he's just doing his job. I was telling you before, Kieran, as well.
Mm.
If he averages me 80 for the season, jumps
That
100k or so,
that's a win.
he's done my job.
Exactly.
He's done his job.
And that's where you prefer to have the points, whereas you prefer to spend a bit more to have someone who's going to be averaging say 80 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas the difference between Atkins is to Walker is
Yep.
that he's had 2 very good games, but I doubt he's going to keep this up for the whole. He's not going to keep this up for the whole season. He's not going to keep
Yeah.
up this. He's going to have that one game. He's going to go back to where he was, how he was before.
Mhm.
The other thing I do, who I'd rate highly as well, is Butters. So he hasn't scored as much as Walker, and he scored a very great game, but he only scored 1 goal to get that 163, whereas Walker had to score. I think he scored 5 goals the first week and 6 goals the second week, and he can't keep doing that. Basically,
Yeah.
you can't consistently keep scoring 5-6 goals a game for the whole year. And if he does, yeah, good luck to him. Honestly,
Yeah.
but yeah, honestly, there's better options out there for someone
Yeah.
like that. But for
Yeah.
Tom Atkins is a good shout for top
Yeah.
11 midfielder, top 11 forward for the first couple of
2
games,
weeks. Yeah.
averaging 94.
Yeah.
It's a good
I
shout for that
like it.
price.
It's just something about him. I don't know. And I tend to go for those players that I don't know, are close to my heart kind of thing.
Yeah.
If
And
I
you-
like them, I'll go for them.
Yeah, and it's better if you watch them play as well and you know how they're getting their points and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed.
Um,
100%.
I wouldn't mind bringing in Butters, but I think I'd probably have to pick him up when his price changes to about 500 or so. And if he keeps going the
Yeah.
way he's going, he's going to
Yeah.
be a lock as well.
Well,
He could be a
the
top 10, a top 6 as well.
Yeah. The thing with Butters is as well, I'm pretty sure he's been scouted to have more midfield time this year, which is obviously
Ooh.
Supercoach Gold.
Yeah, 100%.
And
100%.
gets you a lot of points. So if that keeps happening, people may need to consider him. I'm not considering him at the moment, but he's definitely not off my radar.
Yeah, the one thing as well is a lot of people have got Fife missing as well. I don't think Fife has been a pod. I think he's 22% of teams, 33,000.
Yeah.
I'm not getting rid of him.
No.
I think that's where some people have got Boak in as well, because Boak's going to be playing next week and Fife's going to be out for 1 week. But just see what just to get a good idea of what your score is. Just see what the projection is going to be scoring. See what projection is
Yep.
going to be like,
Yep.
and then see what it's going to be like with our with Fife being on your bench. Obviously, I've got some pretty good cover with my instance for bringing in Jordan for Sharp, and I'm still going to score over. I'm projected to score over 2,000 points or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use Fife as a little bit of loophole that a lot of people don't tend to use, because I don't think not many people know about the bench loophole. They know about the vice captain loophole.
Captain and vice loophole. Yep.
But for instance, if I had Powell in the field, I would 100% have to take his score regardless of what he picks. But if he scores say 30 points against him, I can now just swap Fife out with Brockman and take whatever Brockman scores. And you're not guaranteed he's going to score more than 35 or anything like that. But it's obviously more of a chance sort of thing, because it's whatever he scores anyway. But if Powell scores another 75 points, obviously I'll just keep the emergency on there. Fife's not playing, that's fine. Then again, it'll most likely be this exact setup, because I'll most likely be taking what Grundy scores against Brisbane Lions, who don't have a forward at the moment. I don't have a ruckman at the moment, and potentially could be scoring another 135 plus, and anything over 130, I take 100%.
Yep.
Even anything over
100%.
20 is a decent shout, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it also depends on who you've got. Like first round, I had McRae as vice, and he scored 118, I think 119, and then I ended up taking what Mitchell scored 135. Only because you just sort of gamble, just see who you have, just sort of gamble, see how you go. Yeah, 118. Yeah. But 9 times out of 10, 130 plus is a great score regardless.
Yep, couldn't agree more.
In terms of that, I think I'm not too sure about what the rookies people are bringing in, but a good rule of thumb is the three Sydney players have been killing at the moment, especially last game. All of them almost scoring over 100, except for Warner. He's still averaging 82 out of the three. Jordan's almost a must at the moment. Even Berry from
Adelaide.
Adelaide, yeah. Even Berry from Adelaide, who's he's just still averaging, not averaging much, averaging 64. Yeah. But he's still got. If he's going to stay consistent, his price is going to keep going up.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a lot of. He's going to have a lot of game time as well. He's going to play a lot of games anyway, so he's going to be one that can stay there. And I think Jones is as well. Yeah, I think Jones is as well. He's still a rookie. I'm not sure why he scored 5 or anything like that. But if he's gonna keep playing, he's gonna sit on the bench, sort of thing.
Well, that's it. Essendon are going to play the kids. Adelaide are going to play the kids, and the Swans are going to play the kids too. Exactly. They're kind of in a rebuilding phase, I suppose.
And it just worked out that Swans have got kids that are actually killing at the moment.
Well, whatever the Swans are doing with their academy kids, keep it going.
Exactly, and that's why I was sort of had to keep yourself away from any of the Port players, which I don't think any of their rookies got picked or. Not much because I think
you've got Bergman, but I don't know if I'd be picking Bergman.
There was Lachlan Jones. He was a good shout. It was a good shout, and he's still in a lot of teams. A lot of teams have got some faith in him, but it's just one of the ones where he's probably going to be good. But if you wait the first 2 rounds, first 2 games he plays, see how he scores, and then you can bring him in. Just hopefully he plays the 3rd game to get some money in. But then again, he needs to break into that Port Adelaide team, which is very hard to do.
Too hard. Like he could be in. They could debut him and say he scores. He could score 30 and then be straight out. Like
exactly.
Yeah, you never know.
So that's why if you have some zero, what I like to do anyway, I like to start off the season round 1, at least round 2, having everyone playing, and then and don't worry much about loopholes or who captaincy is as well. Just sort of keep it on a safe sort of person. For instance, keep it on Gordon Grundy's is obviously a safe bet. McRae, Oliver, Mitchell, even he's going to get the points. Neale, but then again he's also done some well. But yeah, it just sort of depends on who you got the vice captain is, and sort of take anything close to 120 and above. For the first couple of rounds, because 1, you're not versing anyone, and 2, it doesn't sort of affect your score overall too drastically unless you stuff it up completely, which can happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forgot where I was going with this. But yeah, no, honestly, honestly good to have rookies that are playing at least, and that will continue to play. Like Flynn Scott always going to play. I don't know who their other ruckman would be if he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Brockman's good to go. Kaczynski's playing without now. There's no Day, no Sicily and stuff like that. He's going to be playing for at least another 6 weeks.
Hopefully,
Hopefully, exactly.
Yeah, hopefully.
Brockman I still think is pretty safe. McNeil and Scott I picked mainly because I'm a Bulldogs supporter, but I don't know how much they're going to stay in there because we've got some players that need to come back. Our number 1 draft pick's not even playing, and this guy is. I don't know how that works. But yeah, look, I think overall, just the start of the season, make sure you have all your rookies playing, and if you have no zeros, maybe bring them in this week for players like Jordan, players like Gordon, or anyone that could be playing, even if they're a little bit more expensive, but they're going to be playing for the whole year, then it's worth it. Because Powell's 150 is averaging 64. But if he's going to be playing every week for Kangas, that's great. That's what you want, sort of thing.
Yeah, he probably will be, to be honest, too. So
Yeah. Highmore's done very well actually as well.
yes, he has actually.
But I think I've done pretty well with my defenders as well. That I don't need to worry about what he's gonna scoring and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I know some people have got Kaczynski and Highmore on the actual field, which is a bit iffy. But then again, I've also done the same with Rowe, Warner, Campbell, Zeeble. They're all well, not Zeeble, but they're all rookies that are playing. Yeah. And it just happened that one of them scored 23 pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about your views on the rookies, but that's sort of mine. Make sure you have them playing at least for the first 3 games at least, and then you can work it out from there.
Yeah, you need to have, obviously, bring in the rookies that have a low break even. So your Gouldens, your Jordans, your Warners, your Campbells.
Yes.
They're the ones you need to get in. And then there's people around that, like you said, Brockman, Kaczynski, even Nick Cox from Essendon.
Even him. I still reckon he's going to be. I still reckon he's going to be scoring. He might not score very well, but he's going to be playing every game.
Well, you know what, Kieran? He might score even better now with what's it called? With all the injuries that they have. So,
there you go. Yeah, you are right. You are right.
You never know.
So if you, it works better if you have. It works better if you have Pro Supercoach Plus or whatever it is called, Gold Plus or whatever. You can sort by break evens. Gouldens, one of the best ones, 206, which is crazy. I don't think I've seen a rookie score 2 130s first week, have a break even negative 200. Yeah. So whatever they score, even if it's a 1, it's going to be 200 over their break even. I think the lowest they can score, even if they score negative, they're still going to be 200 over their break even. That's crazy. Flynn's a good shout for the bench. If you have someone else, you could possibly switch them over. But if they're not playing, most likely switch them over. If they are playing, if you have that trade, switch them. Jordan's done very well. That's why I brought him in. Warner, even though he's 140, he's a bit more expensive. He's still going to make a lot of money, and he's stayed consistent as well. He stayed very consistent. But just up to you. Just choose your pick wisely. If you're a North supporter, you might pick Powell and Young. Again, they're not worth that much, but if they're going to be negative break evens, you can't sort of go wrong anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think that's it for us.
That's a wrap, I think, Kieran.
Yeah,
good chatting.
Good chat, and we'll make a video next week, and we'll speak to you guys then.
Until next time.
Yeah, enjoy.